It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
On today's podcast, we're talking love, baby. Lovecast. Lovecast, of course. Got to talk about love today. We've got some fast food news for you because when this is not a cooking show or a video game show or me talking about life show, we talk about fast food on the Sean Widmer Podcast. Tell you what, you're not going to miss big-time fast food news. You stay tuned here and you're going to get it. And a little bit of a, it was right. Monday, we were right. We'll do that in a bit. We'll try to keep this one short. It's late when I'm recording this. Just got done with my Tuesday night Dungeons & Dragons group. Man, we're facing certain doom next week. We stopped at a spot where it's all coming to a close. I mean, there's a real good chance next week, Cypress, Brisa, Lex, Lewis, Ash, the crew, we might not make it. So pretty tense situation for me currently in my brain as I am now assuming next week I will be dead in Dungeons & Dragons. Super Bowl viewership. We talked about it on Monday. I mentioned that I was very excited for the ratings to come out, and sure enough, the Super Bowl was crazy. It was the highest viewed telecast of all time, beating the second highest, and I'm so glad it's no longer the highest. New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, 2015. The Super Bowl, the Seahawks lost at the goal line. This is now going to be, that Seahawks game is now the second most viewed telecast. 123 million people, I think they said, watched the Super Bowl on Sunday night. Obviously, one of the biggest things that affected that was Taylor Swift. It just was. It was. You can't deny it. Now, the story that came out, I was excited about the viewership. I love when sports numbers are up because I love sports, and so it was great to know a lot of people had eyes on football, which is great. I don't understand how some people in the sports media have jobs. It drives me insane. The people who have those jobs where all they do is say contrary opinions. I've talked about this a lot. Say contrary opinions, say whatever they want, and there's no repercussion for it. There's no backlash. They just get to go on TV or on the radio every day, say really dumb things, and everyone gets to argue with them. And again, no repercussions. Chris Russo, I do not like. He is on ESPN. I do not understand how he has a job. His big thing today was slamming CBS for too much Taylor Swift. Here's what he said. He said they overdid it yesterday. I mean, I don't care if it's only a split second. They must have gone to that suite for Taylor Swift 9,000 times, way over the top. He also went on to say, this is supposed to be a football audience, and it was way, way over the top. They're not football fans. They're Taylor Swift fans. Okay, Chris Russo, you dumb. What rock have you been hiding under? How do you have a job in sports radio? That this is the year you're like, you know what? I think the Super Bowl is a football thing. I think the Super Bowl that every year, forever, we talk about the commercials and the halftime show. I think this year I'm going to say this is a football audience. This is for a football audience. You dummy dum-dum. It's the Super Bowl. Where have you been? Where have you been watching television? The Super Bowl has never been for just football audiences. Never. Ever since I've been alive, it has been about football and halftime show and commercials. It's the ultimate mix of entertainment and sports. It's always been that way. The fact that Chris Russo gets away with saying this, tomorrow we'll have a job and the rest of the year we'll have a job and we'll be paid a ton of money for just being dumb, for being oblivious and making remarks that get guys like me fired up and talk about it on my podcast is frustrating. And so that stuff bothers me. It unfortunately is what's pushed me away from listening to sports talk radio. I used to love it. It's what made me want to get a job in radio way back in the day. And I can't listen to it anymore because of guys like this who just come out and say crazy things. And again, they don't have to have repercussions. Once there are repercussions in line for sports radio people who go out and make bold claims or say ridiculous things, once there are repercussions that maybe hit them in the wallet, something like that, I'm out. I'm out until then. I mean, it's just a joke. This is the exact quote. This is supposed to be a football audience. Bro, it's the Super Bowl. It's absolutely not supposed to be a football audience only. It's kind of the whole point of the Super Bowl. All right, let's talk fast food, shall we? I wanted to talk frozen pizza today. I love frozen pizza. I've been on record as saying My personal favorite frozen pizza right now, taking the top spot, is the Red Baron Classic Crust Pepperoni Pizza. I think it's the best frozen pizza. I'm a big fan of putting extra toppings on the pizza, and that one just takes them well. You can put the pineapple slices on it. You can put jalapenos on it, mushrooms, whatever. You understand how pizza toppings work, don't you? Do you want me to sit here and list off other pizza toppings you could put on a pizza? That would be original. But that pizza just cooks really well with extra toppings on it. So I was excited when my wife brought home the Marketplace pepperoni pizza, Target's brand. And I was like, man, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to get it go on the podcast and review it. Except my dummy dumb brain has not yet figured out my oven with frozen pizzas. You've got to give your oven, when you got a new one, and we've moved into this new house, so we're figuring it out. You've got to test run that oven with a couple frozen pizzas before you're locked in on, okay, 13 minutes, 15 minutes, 16 minutes. What does the back of the box say? The back of the box says 16 to 20 minutes. Am I on that 16 side or that 20 side? Where am I at? And mine seems to get hot faster, or maybe a little hotter. And so I went on the low end for cooking it, and I burnt that mother all the way to the ground. I had the darkest crust. It was just pitch black on the bottom of my pizza. I still ate the whole dang thing, but I don't think I can give it a fair rating because I didn't cook it properly. So I guess, unfortunately, this is such a bummer, but I'm going to have to go back to Target and get another one of those pizzas and try again. And I know. I do it for you guys. So you're welcome. All right, let's talk fast food. I said if there's fast food news, we're talking about it. And there was a lot of fast food news in the last week. One of them was that Burger King is making a run at McDonald's. I'm not going to dive into that, but the beginning of the year has been showing Burger King making a big push. I'm so excited about that. I love a Whopper. And I think anytime we can get some fast food restaurants jostling positions for who's making the money, all it means is that we're going to get more cool stuff, because you can't get complacent that way. And it forces a lot of the top dogs to be like, oh, we got to make sure we get eyes back on us. What can we do? We'll bring back Monopoly or something cool like that. But Taco Bell is a Widmer staple, Widmer family staple. Anna and I love Taco Bell, had it at our wedding. We just love it. And Taco Bell released their entire 2024 menu. A lot of websites had everything you need to know about it. We're going to break it down because I love Taco Bell, and I want you to have the news. For one, we're going to get the Chicken Cantina menu. It's coming in March, and it's going to have, first of all, it's going to add a new sauce to the Taco Bell lineup, avocado verde salsa. Avocado verde salsa. I'm excited for this, a new salsa. I love the salsa packs from Taco Bell. And it's going to have 5 chicken-based offerings for this chicken cantina, or cantina chicken menu. We're going to get a cantina chicken bowl, rice, chicken, black beans, lettuce, cabbage, avocado, ranch sauce, sour cream, pico de guacamole. It's going to be a little chicken bowl. A chicken burrito. So all that stuff that was in the bowl in a burrito. You see how that works? That's great. The cantina chicken quesadilla. A lot of those same ingredients, quesadilla fashioned. A cantina chicken crispy taco. So a lot of that same stuff with a creamy jalapeno sauce. 3-cheese blend. Hit them with that cantina chicken in the crispy taco shell, and then the soft taco shell version of that. The cantina chicken menu looks fire. So we're 1 for 1 on the reveals. Next, a cheesy chicken crispanada. Now, I grew up in a world where empanadas were the thing. And I've had empanadas in the States that are supposed to be, these are Argentinian empanadas. These are Chilean empanadas. Venezuelan empanadas are different, and they're the best. So I don't know which ones these are based on, but if we can get anything close to a chicken and cheese empanada, Venezolano, here in the States, we're going to be in a good spot. And so these are apparently going to hit tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Valentine's Day, tomorrow, and it's going to be an empanada, a marinated chicken slowly cooked with garlic, tomato, and onion, and then inside with cheese and inside a crispy pastry. They look like if you had one of those mini chicken pot pies and cut it in half and sealed it. I'm excited for these. Okay, so those are this week. This is the one that intrigues me a ton because I got kids who love themselves some chicken nuggets. And one of the problems with Taco Bell, as we are a healthy family, is if we go there You got those cheesy roll-ups for the kids, but there's not a lot outside of that. Thank you, Taco Bell, for this one. Taco Bell continuing on with its chicken-loving year. The crispy chicken nugget. White meat marinated in jalapeno buttermilk, breaded in a tortilla coating and deep fried. OMG. Crispy chicken nuggets. Something that the parents can enjoy and them chillins can enjoy as well. So that's coming. I don't know when. I think earlier in the year. I'm not 100% sure. But crispy chicken nuggets, we're going to get those. We're going to get the crispy street chalupas at some point. These are, which the chalupa is still just a gold standard in Taco Bell menu items. Cheesy flatbread that you get around a mozzarella and pepper jack blend fried together. And the chalupa is filled with chicken or steak, and it looks amazing. It is the cheesy street chalupas. These look awesome. They look like they could be the hit of the year. I'm not big on the sweet treats from the fast food places. We're going to get a Baja Blast gelato in September. So if you're a gelato fan, Baja Blast style. I mean, what am I saying? I'm going to try it. This one I'm in on, the cheesy enchilada dipping taco. All right, so this is it's going to be a birria style, I believe. And it's going to be, again, a cheesy an enchilada folded in half with cheese on the outside, kind of crusty, like it's almost a burnt cheese. I don't know what you call that on the outside to keep the form. And you're going to get a dipping sauce pack with it. So it's like the French dip of tacos. Taco Bell's bringing you the French dip of tacos. God bless them. We're going to get dulce de leche Cinnabon delights. They're little Cinnabon balls with the dulce de leche on the inside. A Cheez-It Crunch Wrap. This is interesting. It's a Crunch Wrap with Cheez-Its inside. The Taco Bell's Tajin menu. So we're going to get Tajin. I think that's how you say it. Tajin, that flavoring. We're going to get a crunchy taco with Tajin twists. So they're cinnamon twists, but with Tajin, and a Tajin strawberry freeze. We are going to get the nacho fries with habanero sauce. I don't know anything about that, but I do love the nacho fries. And so the nacho fries will be making a return at Taco Bell this year. The Disha hot sauce. So a new hot sauce from Taco Bell coming out. Disha hot. Disha hot sauce. Very cool. The 2024 Taco Bell menu. This one I'm in. This one I don't know. It could be amazing. It could be terrible. Ice cream chocolate taco. So was it Choco Tacos that were the great frozen menu item that got discontinued a few years ago? I believe I'm correct on that one. And Taco Bell's like, look, everyone was mad it got discontinued. We're a taco spot. We got you. So again, waffle cone shaped like a taco, ice cream on the inside, sealed on the outside with chocolate. The pictures look amazing. So the ice cream chocolate taco, I do not have the release date for that, but that can't get here soon enough. That's going to be a great one. We also have these, I think there's one or two left, horchata cold brew latte. Okay, so for you cold brew fans, a little horchata. In da drinking horchata. Who was that sang that song? That song was awesome. Vampire Weekend. What happened to Vampire Weekend? This isn't what we do on the podcast. I said it was going to be quick, and now I'm Googling Vampire Weekend discography. I loved that album, the one album we all knew of. I don't know if they had other ones. Vampire Weekend discography, they had their first album 2008, then that Vampire Weekend, self-titled Vampire Weekend, was an awesome album. Then they had Contra, came out in 2010, apparently did very well. Modern Vampires of the City, 2013, did very well. And then an album called Father of the Bride that came out in 2019 and did very well. I need to go listen to some of these later Vampire Weekend albums. I don't know the words. By drinking horchata. That was fun. And that's it. That's what we got for you. There you go. How about it? We did it. We talked fast food. And hopefully you're excited because Taco Bell's bringing the thunder this year.
Kelly's, what are you into?
I am into Valentine's Day and into Valentine's Day as a parent. I'm into Valentine's Day as a husband. I love it. I love my wife so very much. And it's kind of nice to have that one day where where my dumb brain, where my dummy dumb Chris Russo style brain can remember that she's the best. And it's sad that it takes a day like this to remind me of that sometimes. But I do like a day where I can just be like, look, babe, you're my Valentine still. And I want you to be my Valentine forever. So I love Valentine's Day for me and for my wife because Anna's great. But this addition of kids to the Valentine's Day routine, whew, oh, man. Thought I was going to make it all show without that. It's awesome. For instance, today, my daughter had her class Valentine's Day party. And we haven't had this yet. My daughter hasn't been in school. And she came home with so much candy that my wife and I were able to tax. Oh, what a time for my wife and for me. Olivia got all these Valentines, all this candy, and my wife, we dumped it all on the floor and was like, look at this. And then, you just kind of slide a hand stuff. And next thing you know, my daughter still has a pile of candy that she's like, this is insane. It's going to take me forever to eat. And little does she know, we've taken half of it. And we downed it in like 4 seconds. So I love that part of Valentine's Day. Thank you to her classmates for allowing my wife and I to feast this afternoon on that sweet, sweet goodness that is Valentine's Day candy. But she also brings home little crafts, little I love yous to mom and dad, little, hey, it's Olivia's Valentine's Day 2024. And they're just so cute and they're so awesome. And they make you feel that their heart starts pumping with the love for the kid. Then this is like, it's great because then when later in the night when she's screaming at you for washing her hair like you do almost every single night, my daughter, we wash her hair and clean her every time she takes a shower or a bath. Every time she gets scrubbed, she gets her hair washed, and every time she acts like it's the first time it's happened and that it is killing her. It's insane. When does that stop? Every night I go, Olivia, we have to dry your hair. When you get out of the shower and your hair is wet, we have to dry your hair. So I don't know why you scream about it every single night, but it's going to happen again tomorrow. And it's going to happen again the next night. These Valentines, though, they really, they soften the blow a little bit. And my wife put together some really amazing Valentine's buckets for the kiddos. They're just great. I came home last night. She had them laid out in the living room, so when the kids come downstairs, they can scoop up their Valentine's Day bucket, and they got their names on them. I mean, my wife the presentation is top level. It's amazing how these things look. She's got all the cool little trinkets. You don't need to get anything great. My kid's age, I think she went to the dollar store, which my wife was very mad because everything at the dollar store was $1.25, so false advertising. But we just got all these little trinkets, right? A sticker pack, a weird coloring book, a little bit of candy that I'm going to steal from the kids, a pencil that's got a heart eraser, just all those little things. My wife did get my son, and my wife did get my son flashcards of all the colors. My daughter at this point, at 2 years old, knew every single color. Blippi taught my daughter everything she knew, and he taught her colors. So if you dumped out a bunch of Crayolas on the table, my daughter knew them all. The only color my son knows is pink. That's it. Everything is pink. What color is Lightning McQueen? Pink. What color is the car with the mustache that's racing against him? Pink. What color is that basketball? Pink. Everything's pink to my son. Everything. And so we got the flashcards to maybe work through a little bit more. Maybe get a couple more colors mixed in there with the pink. So thank you to my daughter for brainwashing her brother. Very sweet of her. All right, let's do the comments. As always, you can comment in 3 places on the YouTube video. I don't know if anyone's done that. So on the YouTube video, you can comment. I think Curdy commented on the first one that I posted. And since then, we get no activity on the YouTube is truly just there so that I can say it's there. But you can comment there. You can comment on the website, seanslife.com. That's probably the easiest place to go to comment. And then you can also go, if you're listening on Spotify, go to the individual episode, and there's a Q&A at the bottom, and you can comment in there. All of those 3 ways get to me, and then we can read them at the end of the podcast at the day after you post them or the time after you post them. Here we go. Let's start with Karen's. Karen's is a long one, but it's a good one. So we start with this. Sean, when are you going to go to the doctor about that cough? Karen, did my wife text you? Did my wife message you? Are the boxes from Amazon, or are they more packing boxes from your move? If they're packing boxes, you could just quick post on, I was going to say Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist for free moving boxes, someone will take them because there's always somebody moving that needs boxes. If they're Amazon boxes, maybe stop ordering from Amazon. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so you didn't text my wife. I'm not going to say whether they're Amazon boxes or not. I would hate to pin that on my wife. I would hate that. I would hate to wonder why there's continually more boxes showing up in my garage. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, I don't think we need to get anything else for the house right now. That's weird. Where do those boxes come from? So I don't know. I plead the fifth, Karen. She says, just kidding. Those you'll have to put in the recycling bin every week. And we're getting use out of a recycling bin. As far as the toys are concerned, we talked about giving away kids' toys on Monday's podcast. Karen says this, my suggestion would be what we did with our kids. We packed some of them up and maybe use one of those boxes to put in the garage where I have all my boxes. And if it's something that doesn't get touched for however long you feel is an okay time, then they can just go to the dump or you could donate them if they're in decent condition. Another thing that we did with our daughter when she was a little older, maybe 5 or so, we had her decide which ones she didn't like or want to play with anymore. And that's how we got rid of some of them. Just suggestions. They're great suggestions, Karen. I actually love all of those. And then she said, glad the Zags won and Kansas City too. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that very, very much. I like the toys suggestions there. I'm a big fan of giving the toys to someone who could use them. That's ideal for me as long as they're in okay shape, right? The Hot Wheels with a wheel missing, that's going away. But I am a big fan of getting some of those toys to some other people because a lot of them are weirdly indestructible. The cheapest ones are weirdly indestructible, and they'll still be great for a little kid. And I would love to know that a little kid loved him as much as my daughter. Ian says this. Oh, he double dipped, so let's read them both. Ian says, a couple pods ago, you mentioned hanging a fixture and how it took them 2 minutes and you all day. Yeah, it took them 2.5 minutes on YouTube. Remember, they have tools, all the tools already, and did prep work to make it shorter than reality. All right, fair enough. Although I feel like the one I watched, there was no sleight of hand. They just did it. The guy just busted it out. And then he said, sorry for double dipping. Totally forgot. Have you seen the kid named Dakota cover Lincoln Park? He's clearly not Chester, but dang. All right, he sent a link to a guy covering Lincoln Park. He does it a cappella as well because people didn't believe it was him. Oh, and he's asked, how's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? The demo came out for that game, Ian, and I think I want to try it, but I also kind of just want to wait till the game comes out. The amount of excitement I have for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is insane. It's insane. I didn't realize how hyped I was going to be on that game. It is maximum hype. Scotty Buns. Oh, Scotty Buns. Dang it, I'm looking at the time right now. We're going to be over 25 minutes probably. He says, the podcast seems to be a tad longer than 15 minutes. The best podcaster to ever do it, the great GA, always said there's absolutely no reason for a podcast to ever be over 5 minutes. P.S. I'll be in New Orleans next month. Was hoping you could drive over and meet me for a few nights. That would be fun, Buns. That'd be fun. We wrestle with this all the time, Scotty. How long should the podcast be? I always love that in the comments. Does it need to be 15? Does it need to be 20? Does it need to be 30? And I never can get like a real solid answer for what is the most beloved. So I always love to know. I'm going to put Scotty down for a vote at the 15-minute mark. Obviously, we went over today. 2 more comments for you. Yvonne said, if I'm ever in Lexington, I'll go fishing with Jay. Is the stadium in Lexington better than the kennel? It sounds like it's harder for you than the kids with the toys. Send them to Goodwill. It is harder for me. The kids would never know. Promise you. I mean, unless I got rid of my daughter's, the stuffed animal that she loves the most, then she would definitely notice, and it would definitely be a major problem. And, is Rupp... Personally, I like the kennel, but I have a lot of memories tied into it. But it's really hard to say. I mean, the Rupp Arena's 3.5 times the size, and just they have the huge, gigantic jumbotron. In terms of niceness of a facility, Rupp's nicer. It's just nicer. It's more expensive. They put more money into it, but I'd rather go to a game at the kennel. Spokecast, my guy Brennan. Everyone go listen to Spokecast. They're killing it right now. He said, we make Link and Ivy go through their toys and donate the ones they don't play with twice a year. Go Zags. Okay. Spokecast, I got to hang out with your boy Adam Morrison. Brennan helps out with Mo's podcast, and it was fun catching up with Morrison. Love that guy. He's a one-of-a-kind character. We got to go out on Friday night, and we had just an absolute blast. So tell him I love him. I love that. I love putting it in the kids' court, and we do that with my daughter. We used to do that a lot more of, hey, we really want other kids to be able to play with some of these toys that you don't play with anymore. And how much fun would that be to know your toys would go to kids who would love playing with them, and she would pick some out, and then we stopped doing it because we're lazy. Okay, that's it for the podcast today. Thanks for tuning in, Scotty. I'm 10 minutes over 15. I apologize.